For this final video of the series, we'll be working on changing the appearance. So first of all, this is just something that I made for a project in school before. And I'm just going to show you some other things I missed. So this is the home view of the object that I made, and if I want to change the home view, then I could rotate it to the place I want it to be rotated. I want the place where I want home to be. Okay, so if I want home to be right here, you right click on that home icon and set the current view. And now that'll be home. So when you change the view, you can just always click home and it'll go back to that view that you had before. And also, this isn't quite right. Like the top of this is supposed to be that, so you can go back to the front, right click on the front, and set current view as the top. And now that'll be the top. And I should make this as the front. Okay, now we're gonna use some tools to change the appearance. So the first thing I want to show you is this view tab over here. And in this tab you can enable shadows. That just adds some depth to the picture. And reflection. And that just makes it look better. Also, you can change the lighting style that you want. And it changes the environment too. And also the visual style. So this shaded with edges is really useful because you can actually see like an outline of the edges when you're trying to model, and it's sometimes hard to see the edges on some parts. And also you can change that shaded with hidden edges wireframe. That's really useful. And all this other stuff. So I'm just gonna go put it in shading. And also you can change the view, so perspective view will make it look like it's kind of being like showed with like through a wide angle lens or something. Perspective, show the perspective of that. And you also can enable ground plane, like show you. Okay, so here's the ground plane, and it's useful for if you want a 3D model and have like a plane to look at to see where you're going. So I'm gonna go back to the plane room environment. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna show you is okay, so in this tools tab there's this appearance that you can change, and this is with this appearance window you can change the textures of each plane or face of anything. And I've already changed the faces of all of this. Like this is brick, this is a different kind of brick, the wall, and this door is like oak. So if you want to change a part, okay, so it may look a little different in your version of Autodesk if you don't have 2014, but there's this home button, and I'm just gonna open that up and then go to this Inventor material library, and you can adjust this window too, and you can see all your folders of content. So yeah, it's ceramic, more ceramic, concrete, fabric, wood, flooring, glass, liquid, metal, So there's all kinds of stuff that you can change. Wood, stone. Alright, so if you want to change something, you just have to select the face that you want to change, and then click on the material that you want to change to. So if I want to use rubble, okay, so you kind of add it to this bar over here, but it might be a little different in your Autodesk. It might be like you right click on it and press like change the appearance to this material or something. But yeah, you select it, and then you can also edit the material. So you have these basic edits over here. You can change the finish and tint it and have a pattern, a bump pattern. But if you want to change the actual texture, you can click on that and it'll open up a texture editor, and you can adjust the size of each block of stone or whatever material you're using. And you do that, it's 30 inches right now, but you can change it to 2 inches, and that'll make it, see how that just changed it. Now it looks like high resolution because I just made the texture smaller, so yeah. And if I can make it even smaller to double the resolution, 1 inch each block, and it'll have lots of stone like that. And you can change the brightness. Let's see, change the position and your rotation. So here you can see how that you can rotate the object the way you want. You can, so that's the scale, that changing the resolution. And you also can, looks like you can make a pattern or something. So for this position, you just type in something and you change the position of that. But it doesn't really do much if you're doing that, so just X that out and click apply, and it'll save the changes to the texture that you want. And you can just go about changing everything the way you want it. Okay, so that's the appearance, and the final thing I want to show you, go to this environments tab, and you have this option for Inventor Studio. And in Inventor Studio you can change the scene styles, lighting styles. You can render the image into like a realistic thing that you want it to look like. So you can make animations, but to change up the scene styles, you can, here's the lighting styles that you can change. You have all these options, tabletop lighting, shop lighting, outdoor, high contrast. And with all these lightings, you can change each option, the brightness. Looks like you can have skylight. Increase your ambient lighting, like the shadows. Bounce the lights between the objects. You can change your shadows, soft shadows, the density of the shadows, which is kind of like the brightness or the darkness of the shadows, and all these other stuff. And yeah, so you can change your lighting styles. You can also add lights to the scene. So you have these different lights, point or spotlights, and so if you want to place it, you choose your target. So it looks like if I want a light to just shine right into right there, and then your position, so far away or close to the house, and then you can flip it so it looks like that's the right way. Intensity, increase that. Okay, and then so let's try some other lights. Oh, so for this one, it looks like it's like a floodlight or something, and you can shine that in there. And you can also have a camera view. So change the view of the camera. And also the position of the camera. And yeah, you can also have perspective view, depth of field. I change the depth of field there. Have the amount of zoom, and also you can have some advanced stuff. Change the aperture, your focus plane, and all these other stuff that you want to play around with. And finally, you can render your image, choose your width and height pixels, change your views. I'm going to change the view to camera 1, and it's kind of a weird view, but so you can change your views, render type, illustration, have a ground plane, anti-aliasing, which makes the edges like you see how in games you have jagged edges on like straight lines and stuff. Well, with anti-aliasing, you can make it high anti-aliasing where there's not much jagged edges, so you won't. And also the style reflection. Finally, you can render that. That's the image I rendered before this, but so it might take a while to render depending on the computer, how fast the computer is. And the rendering just makes it more realistic, makes the shadows more realistic and your textures. So that's the house that I camera view, and you also can just change the current view to the camera that you already have. And render that. I'm just going to do a low resolution render. Alright, so there's the lighting is more realistic, the shadows, the textures. And then you can finish your Inventor Studio, and so that's about it for the changing all your appearance and stuff. And this is a final video of the series, and so for future things that you can do, you can get into drawings where you create drawings from the models you make, and you can input all the dimensions and and you also can take people's drawings and make the model yourselves. There's kind of like they're kind of blueprints, the drawings, and you can get into a lot of other stuff. You just have to practice everything and make things that you're interested in. Like if you make something random that you might not be interested in, it would be really boring if you want to make that. So just make something that you might actually use and print out in a 3D printer. Alright, so that's the series, and maybe I'll do future videos. I don't know, but that's pretty much all I know about Autodesk Inventor. So thanks for watching my videos.